What's up, Brandon Smitley here, BrandonSmitley.com, Brandon Training Log video with commentary, week 3, day 3, my speed work from Tuesday. This was an interesting session. I also had some heavy deadlifts as well, I'll add that in. But this was an interesting session for the sheer fact that my safety squat bar squats later in the session didn't go as planned, but I'll talk about that here in a moment. This is my final wave of the camber bar speed squats against the chains. Again, I'm pausing both reps in the hole this first 3 weeks. My next cycle will be with the safety squat bar, and that will be against bands, and that will have the first rep pause in the hole, and then the second rep will just be down and up. We're going to get a little more specific in that aspect, and then the final 3-week wave will be just regular squats, probably against chains. I haven't decided that yet, but it'll be more specific with the straight bar and all that kind of good stuff. So getting more specific as the meet goes on, or the meet prep goes on, I'm sorry. But like I mentioned, after the deadlifts and such, which you'll see, I was running my safety squat bar squats like I had planned. I had to train solo this day, but they still felt pretty heavy. So what I pretty much determined was that I'm a much better squatter with the safety squat bar when it comes to reps rather than heavy weights. The camber and the nature of the bar pitches me forward really bad, and I can't hold that upper back arch with the super heavy loads as consistent as I can with the lighter weights. So what I'm going to be doing is revamping that to where I'm going to be using a box, and then I'm also going to drop my training max that I was using for that to run my percentages off of by about a good 40 pounds. So I'm going to be a little safe than sorry. Basically scratch everything I did for the past 3 weeks and just kind of restart in the middle of this training cycle. Not ideal, but you got to make those adjustments on the fly, and that's why my programs are not completely set in stone, at least in terms of when I write them. So anyways, for the deadlifts, I had 420 for a triple and 445 for 2 doubles. Just some technique work. 445 is approaching a last warm-up, give or take. And then I ran with some deficit sumo pulls as my main deadlift movement to continue to build my deadlift going into the meet. I had 425 for 3, which was barely under my 3-rep PR, and so I decided that I was going to put on 20 more pounds and basically take what my 1 rep was over the summer in this movement, and then I hit it for 3. So we're seeing progress there, and the deficit isn't so much to work for my strength on the floor, but to build my hips and also work on my lockout because the timer intention is longer. So really my key with that is to work on getting my glutes through and increase time under tension in my hips. As you saw with those 2 squats, they weren't that great, so I shut it down there. I was hoping to get 3 to 4, got 2, and that's when I decided I really need to back things up off the way last week went. And then I had some glute ham raise against the band, and then some other accessory work, which I'll list at the end. But overall, not a bad session, especially deadlift-wise, really good. But just some changes to the program that will be happening over the next 3 weeks. So that's all I've got. Thanks for checking in, and you keep my stuff over on Elitefts.com.